Do I think it's possible for guys and girls to ever be just friends?
Yes, it happens all the time. I have girls that are just friends.
Like, guys are just easier to get around with. Get along with.
I think they could be friends because they're still just people who can share the same interests and converse just like anyone else, just like guys and girls and girls.
Yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean they won't have feelings for each other. They can be friends, they just won't do anything more than that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in the end, it's just, you have to look at people with common interests.
No, because, I mean, I've seen a lot at parties and stuff, and it don't turn out to just be friends like they say it is.
I think it is possible, but I guess it depends as well as on who the man is, because you know, a lot of guys they want a relationship, so it's hard to be friends. So I mean, it depends, I guess, but in a lot of ways, yeah, they can be just friends.
I think yes. I personally have a friend for 5 years, so we're just friends.
No, because men and women are sneaky. And they both lie.
And then we discuss from the male perspective and from the female perspective.
I think it's possible. I have a best friend who is a guy, and we've been best friends since I was a freshman in high school, and we're still really, really close. I'm friends, and both our daughters play together. And my boyfriend loves him, and we're all just really great together. I don't see how we couldn't be.
Yeah, no. Yes, because if you can start off as friends and just be that, yeah, but like if you meet somebody and feel like you're attracted to them in some type of way, then you're always going to be attracted to that person.
Of course. From my personal experience, I grew up with a lot of brothers and a lot of guy friends, and that was it. We were just friends.
Yes, I do actually. I have a lot of girls who are friends, and my girlfriend has a lot of dudes who are her friends, and I don't have a problem with that.
Guys and girls can totally be just friends.
I have a whole lot of male friends. I mean, but everybody thinks that just because you have male friends, you're having sex with them. So it depends on the person for real.
I think they can be. It just determines who you are.
I think it's possible because I, as a girl, have many guy friends. I will accept that some of them would like to bed me, but I think it's a possibility that sometimes you can just be friends because not everything is about sex.
You never know who thinks who is attractive.
Yeah, I think they can be friends.
They can. They can definitely be just friends.
Yes.
I think they can.
Absolutely. There is no reason why a guy and a girl should not be able to hang out and just be together and not be intimate.
Now if the guy's gay, or you know the girl just likes only girls, then that's a little different. So but I think if it's a straight guy and a straight girl, I don't think they could just be friends.
She is my best friend, and I have a girlfriend.
Yes. I think people are uncomfortable with the idea of their, I guess, spouse being friends with a guy or girl. They're just insecure.
Yes, guys and girls can be friends.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Because most of the times, like some people, sometimes like guys can get along with girls and girls can get along with guys.
Yes. I think that if you're not attracted to one person and they're not attracted to you, but you guys love each other's sense of humor, then sure, you can just be friends.
Duh, yeah.
Yes.
I think that it is possible for them to just be friends so long as both of them think of each other just as friends.
I definitely think it's possible. It just really depends on communication between the two people and not having false expectations about what's going on in the moment, you know.
Depends on the person. I can't speak for another person. I can speak for myself. I got plenty of female friends.
Yes, because I mean, if you're really not attracted to them, then of course you can.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Most of my friends are actually guys.
Yeah, I do. I don't see any reason why they can't be.
I think the answer is yes, but it's all about self-control.
I think it depends.
You see, when it's a guy and a girl, even if there's no attraction there, I think it's not ever going to be the same as it would be if, say, two straight girls were in a friendship, because there's always going to be wondering, you know, I wonder if he finds me attractive, I wonder if she finds me attractive, or what am I going to do if I accidentally fall in love with my best friend? You know, that kind of thing. So there's always going to be that wondering, even if there's no attraction there. And I think in many situations there will be attraction there, because when they tend to get along really well, they work well together and that kind of thing, attraction does tend to arise because it's guys and girls, and it's, you know, the whole biological thing and psychological thing in that regard. So I think that automatically changes it.
I think it depends upon the previous relationship before, you know, the context of, I guess, them meeting and stuff. I mean, if in the right context, the right time, I think it's appropriate.
However, I do think that it is possible to be just friends, as in you don't have to start a relationship with them. So even if there are two people who are attracted to each other, or one's attracted to the other or whatever, it doesn't mean that they have to stop associating with each other or with each other or whatever, because they can choose from there to keep it simply platonic.
Yeah, my best friend happens to be male, but that's all it'll ever be.
So while the friendship is not going to be the same as if, say, two straight girls were in a friendship, I believe that guys and girls can, you know, maintain a friendship as long as they keep it the way that they choose it to be.
I think it's possible. I have a best friend and a guy best friend, but I don't have no attraction to him whatsoever.
The one exception, I would say, is if it was a gay guy and a lesbian girl. Then there's going to be no wondering.
Hanging out with a person of the opposite sex, you know, if you are heterosexual, doesn't always have to be a sexual thing. You could just want to enjoy their company as a regular human being.
Yes, they can. They can, because, one, it takes a lot of character to have a good friendship, you know what I'm saying? And I believe it takes a real man and a real woman to have such character to maintain a good relationship such as a friendship.